These are my guests this evening. Mr. Bruning, Mr. Clark, Mrs. Nelson, Mr. Baker, and Mrs. Future Baker. And this is my audience for the night. Hi, my name is Timothy Nelson, and this evening I'd like to present my persuasive speech on emergency preparedness. The primary thought behind being prepared is to always have a plan for emergencies, be it natural or man-made disasters. You can always prepare for unknown situations that may occur through being informed and having a plan in place for you and your family. Tonight, I would like to cover what basics are needed for your family to be prepared for emergencies. Having a bug-out bag, essential items such as water, food, and shelter. So what are you doing to prepare for the zombie apocalypse? Will you be wandering around aimlessly, thirsty and hungry, or will you come prepared? Disasters don't plan, but you can is the catchphrase for the month of September, which happens to be National Preparedness Month. Just within the month of September, our nation has had several severe natural disasters, and to top it all off, we are at the brink of war with North Korea. News reports during Hurricane Harvey in Texas showed examples of outrageous price gouging for a case of bottled water, which normally sells for under $5, being sold for $99. The news also showed families in line for emergency shelters dragging whatever belongings they happened to grab on their way out the door. This should incite you to get to know the area where you live. What dangers and hazards are associated within your area? So why be a statistic? You could, with a little effort, prepare for emergencies that would enable you to get out of harm's way. Emergency preparedness information can be obtained from numerous sources. I obtained my information from the following: the American Preppers Network, the FEMA.gov website, and Pinterest. I will further discuss the following essentials for being prepared. The first essential is your bug-out bag. This is your 72-hour kit. This should be a bag that you can grab at a moment's notice and enable you to evacuate. Keep it handy. We store ours on hooks near our front door. You should have at least some of the following items in your bag: change of clothes, water, food, and snacks, survival tools such as knives, matches, first aid kit, compass, sleeping bag, and a space blanket. Also, if you happen to have children, you should plan on packing some stuff to entertain them. There's only so much you can fit into a good-sized backpack, so plan carefully. The next essential is water. We all need water to survive. On average, an adult person needs about 1 gallon of water per day. If you don't have water stored, did you know that your water heater has about 50 gallons of water in it? You may not like it, but your toilet tank has about 2 gallons in it also. For our family, we have a 50-gallon water barrel that we use for storage. The next essential is food. We all need to eat, and most people have about 2 weeks of food in their house. But during a disaster, a rush on grocery stores can deplete store shelves within a matter of hours. There's a lot of stuff in the back of the cupboard that you probably have been avoiding. That can of sardines or pickled beets. Check your food storage and rotate often. Aside from your 72-hour kit, you and your family should plan for extended food rations. There are kits from various places. We get the 1-month survival buckets from Sam's Club. Also, Walmart as well as the Mormon Church are great resources for 30-year shelf life canned goods. The last essential is shelter. We all need shelter from the environment and elements. And if it's wintertime, you need a source of heat to keep warm. You should have at least a wood stove or other heat source to heat at least one room for you and your family to snuggle up and keep warm. In other inclement weather, you need to make adjustments. So now that you have an understanding of what you need to prepare, you need to start being prepared. I feel that you may have some concerns The first may be, what will all this stuff cost to put together? Well, let me tell you how our family started. We love to go to flea markets, and I also love to trade and bargain for items I find there. So inadvertently, I started finding stuff that I thought would be useful around our home. Somewhere along the way, my thoughts changed after we experienced a prolonged blackout. We have several oil lamps in our home, and we lit those to have light in our home. Looking outside into the dark, I noticed our neighbors did not have any lamps. I also saw others using vehicle headlights to light up their homes so that they could see inside. That's when I started shopping and trading for a purpose. One weekend I traded for a couple of military knives. Another time I traded for a couple of Coleman's camp stoves. I would also find good deals, haggling with vendors, and I scored some multi-purpose knives, and it gradually grew from there. The reality was that we didn't spend a lot of money at any one time. We gradually grew into our needs. However, once we started, we knew that we needed some long-term canned goods for our food storage. That was probably the most expensive item. We paid for 2 pallets of 1-gallon canned goods from the Mormon Granary in Mesa. We spent about $800. This was food to sustain a family of 4 for 1 year. So one day, we had a family activity to do emergency preparedness. Amazingly, we had much of the stuff we needed on hand. We made a list of items that we didn't have, and we went to the sporting goods store and we spent about $50 for a first aid kit, space blankets, a compass, and a crank-up flashlight radio. We used backpacks that we already had and started combining what items each person needed, and soon we had enough for 5 backpacks filled with an assortment of gear. We packed for baby, our daughter and son, and as well for ourselves. This does not need to be a financial burden. Plan and prepare, and as you go along. If you don't want to do all the planning and shopping at flea markets, you can buy a prepared bag from Amazon or Sam's Club. Last season they were selling those military camo bags for about $75 with all the basic gear. Being prepared should help in alleviating some of your worries. When an emergency arises, you can take yourself and your family out of harm's way instantly without thinking about what you will pack and where you will go to find safety. According to FEMA, being prepared can reduce fear, anxiety, and loss during a disaster. So I hope with the information that I provided you today, you have a better understanding of what a bug-out bag is, or a 72-hour kit, and what essentials of food, water, and shelter your family needs to prepare for emergencies. To paraphrase Buddha's little instruction book, the trouble is you think you have time. Well, you don't. Now's the time to invest in the safety of your family. Plan ahead, get your bug-out bags ready today, not tomorrow. You may do